Hey y'all, it's May here. So I wanted to come on and give y'all my quick little review of ISS, International Space Station. Now, I went to go see this movie in the theaters yesterday, and I had every intention on doing like an out of theater reaction to this movie, but I felt nothing. Absolutely nothing after I watched this movie. Now, typically, when I go see a movie, the five things I should be able to know about this movie after I leave is who, what, when, where, why. Those are the basics that we learn about when we do book reports, right? So I should be able to know what this movie is about, who it's about, where it's at, when do it take place, and why. And this movie did not do a good job at most of these things. Let's start with the who. Now the lead, Ariana DeBose, did a fabulous job. But they gave little to no character development for her. They didn't really give much of a background for her either. The only thing that I knew about her was they let us know she did not have anybody important in her life, and she was engaged to a woman. But that's all really all about that they let us know about her. And for the love of God, I wish they would have I wish I remembered her name. They they didn't really do a good job of just constantly saying the character's name so we know exactly who they are. They didn't do that. I didn't know what her name was until the end credits start rolling. I'm like, oh, that was her name. But they did not tell us anything during the movie was going on. They don't really say when this movie takes place. I'm assuming it's somewhere in the near future. It could be happening right now. I don't know. They don't really tell us. The background they give us is that the Russians and Americans are collaborating together on this space station after the Cold War. So that could really be any time. Obviously, the movie's happening in space, so that takes care of the where, but then the why. And my biggest critique of this movie can also be like a plus for some people. I personally don't like when movies do not tell us why something is happening. But then again, I also like when movies, they only give us enough information that the characters know. So we are wondering what the hell's going on too. Yeah, in this instance, I didn't like not knowing what was going on. And I feel like this movie could have done a little bit better if they would have had other countries with astronauts in space, because just having American and US on this space station, they're collaborating, right? They're collaborating, and then all of a sudden they go to war. Like, what the hell was the collaboration? Like, what are y'all doing? Like, so we collaborating or not? Like, and the fact that they tried to keep it a secret when both countries clearly got a message from their country, the people that was in the station, they clearly told them, gave orders like, abandon whatever y'all up there doing, take over the ISS by any means necessary. So instead of like kind of talking about it and saying, hey, let's try to figure this out together, everybody's back. It's a us versus them, and then everybody's backstabbing everybody. So that's all what I did not like about this movie. Here's what I actually did like about this movie: the cast. The cast did a great job with their characters. I like that I want to know how they did it. I'm pretty sure I'm going to look it up and find out how they did it, but I want to know, how did they have them looking like they were floating, like without gravity? That was a cool aspect. I did not buy this as the Earth. Like, this is what they showed as the astronauts are looking down at Earth. This is what they saw. And this was the war that was going on between Russia and Europe. You mean to tell me that if a war is happening, this is what a war looks like from space? Like, is this what it looks like? I think that's a little exaggerated and a little dramatized, but it was cool graphics, cool CGI, all that. I also like that this movie was a cool hour and 30 minutes. Baby, I was in and out. I struggle to watch movies that are 2 hours plus. They have to, you got to keep my interest because I will fall asleep. And I did kind of doze off a few times with this movie, but other than that, it was a quick watch. Like I said, like this is what I really feel like. This movie would have been better for streaming. I kept saying that. Why wasn't this movie on like Netflix original, Hulu original, something? I don't think this movie needed a theatrical release, and that's unfortunate because it was probably, under budget. They probably had a micro budget too. So my final rating for International Space Station, also known as ISS, I'd rate it 2.5 popcorns. It's okay. Could have been better. It could have been worse, but it was just okay. Do not spend no money to go see this movie. Wait for it to come on streaming. If it's on a streaming app that you ain't got yet, baby, you're not missing nothing too much. It wasn't even a sci-fi thriller. It had nothing to do with science fiction. It had nothing to do with science fiction. These niggas were just in space. Like, it had nothing to do with science fiction. It was more so a psychological thriller, and it was just cool watching what would you do? You're in a vulnerable space, in space, and what would you do? Like, what would you do if your country broke out in a war and you stuck up here with people that your country at war with? Like, what would you do? So yeah, it definitely needed some work. I wish I could tell you what the characters' names was. I do not remember because they didn't really do a good job of telling us that. But it's an alright movie. It's a cool watch if you ain't got nothing else to watch and you just scrolling through of like, let me see what this about. It's okay. Like and follow for more movie reviews, TV recaps, and check out my YouTube. Subscribe if you're there. If you're on TikTok, like your girl's page. And I will talk to you on the next one. Bye.